Hello and welcome back. Today we are going to be covering a review of Paradox Development Studios' newest game, Hearts of Iron 4. Now, for you all that don't know Hearts of Iron or Paradox, for that matter, they're pretty much the kingpin when it comes to strategy games in the gaming world. They have the Hearts of Iron series, which is a World War II based grand strategy. They have Europa Universes, which is set during the kind of the Renaissance age up to the Napoleon age. Uh, Grand strategy around the world, colonization, all that. They have Crusader Kings, which, as you would guess, takes place during the Middle Ages, Crusades. They've had some other one-off games. They have the Victoria series, which they haven't had a new one of those in a while, which takes place from, I believe, 1836 to just past World War One. And recently before this, Stellaris, which is a space grand strategy game, which I highly recommend trying out. But today we're covering Hearts of Iron 4. Now, the previous games um, most met with good review. Hearts of Iron 3 was criticized a little bit for its release, a lot of bugs, AI problems. But today we will give a look at Hearts of Iron 4 and see how that's going. Now this is your standard, saying who you want to play. The big daddy countries of the time. You could, of course, go to other countries and check them out, but it's a World War II game, so let's see, who do we wanna look at here? I guess, everyone, World War II game. Let's look at Germany. Now, the focuses, which we'll go into in a minute, kind of determine the path the country's going to take. Now, in the past, Paradox has kind of had more of a railroad theme park experience. You're just getting on the roller coaster and you're going through. It's going to guide you into World War II, and then from there you can try to shape it. But with these focus trees, you can have completely different scenarios happen. You could have France, instead of allying with the United Kingdom, they try to form the Little Initiate. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But anyway, it was an alliance between France, Czechoslovakia, and trying to, you know, get some of these countries involved. The Soviets, instead of focusing, on the Baltics, East Poland, and whatnot, they could decide they don't really like the capitalists and decide they're going to do some stuff down here in the Middle East, Greece, Turkey. You could have a fascist France ally with Germany. At first I wasn't sure what to think of it, but I really like it so far. But we'll see. Crank that up to regular. Iron Man mode, basically that's just if you want to cheat on Paradox games, they don't, you can. You just open up the developer console, type in your little command, get what you need. You don't like this, crap, go back, load a save, try something different. Iron Man mode gives you one save. It's not going to let you go back and try stuff. You can't open the developer console. That's how you get the achievements in Steam. So if you don't plan to cheat, might as well use Iron Man mode. But we're not going to be playing long enough to care either way. So let's get started, shall we? Apologize in advance if I'm a little sniffly today, having some allergy issues. And we are loading and loading, and we're loaded. Okay. So here you can see the map, all its glory. There's little individual provinces, but they're developed into states, as you can see. Now this little red line here is the demilitarized zone that is the Rhineland. Now let's just get right into the focuses I was talking about earlier. This is the focus tree for Germany. As you can see here, multiple paths. This is the political. Now this, doing this, once it completes, will remove, well, it'll pop an event, I believe, for France. And France can respond with backing down, which historically they did, but now that I've removed the historic focus, there is a chance they could go, no, Germany, we're not going to back down, in which case, you know, you've got a decision to make. You don't want to go to war with France this early unless you're really confident in your skills. But if this passes, you get to move troops into the Rhineland, which would be important later on. Excuse me. Now, as you can see here, these are the paths you can take. You can go this route, and this would be an alliance with Russia instead. Or you can go, instead of worrying about Czechoslovakia first, you can say, hey, let's deal with Yugoslavia and the Balkans first. You know, do I want to be friends with Greece? Or will Greece be puppeted? Do I want to offer parts of Czechoslovakia that I get during, assuming it goes historical up to that point, you know, do I want to offer that to Poland in exchange for Danzig? Again, excuse me. Do I want to focus on a U-boat effort? Now this means this is a mutually exclusive. One choice will stop the other. So if I go this way, surface fleets, research, and all that increased, not going to get some buffs to my U-boat fleets, which historically Germany did do. But if you ever want to really challenge Britain on the high seas, this is the path you'd want to take. Again, mutually exclusive. Do you want to be friends with the Scandinavian countries and Netherlands, or do you just want to invade them? You know, that's kind of the choices you're at here. This is going to be more industrial research related. As for the research, here you can see the research tree. Now, what I like about that they've done this time is the armor. You can see you unlock, you know, say the Panzer III chassis. That's your main Panzer III tank. Then you research these variants, you know, a tank destroyer, a artillery, you know, anti-air. And we'll get into the production lines here in a minute. But I really like that, you know, it gives us a little more flavor to the whole deal. Here's the naval tree. Industrial. This is again, mutually exclusive, concentrated industry, or dispersed. I don't think Germany's has a big enough area to even bother with dispersing, but if you were the Soviet Union, America, and you don't want to clump your industries, and you kind of want to spread them out and make them less vulnerable to bombing, then this is kind of how you'd go. Well, I don't know whether it would really matter on your country size or not on this, but if you want to stay used to historical flair, you know, there you go. Again, research the main plane, chassis, and then say, hey, I want an aircraft carrier variant. These are the doctrines. Again, branching. Really like that. Now let's get into the production. Here is your production. Now, I really like this change. Instead of just, oh, I'm building this division, you now have factories that have to build the parts, different, you know, components to facilitate that, plus for reinforcements. So instead of, oh, this plane, you know, just needs to be sent to repair or blah, blah, blah. No, they'll automatically reinforce and upgrade and whatnot and stockpile. That's key. The stockpiling as you produce. So say I've upgraded and filled all the close air support I need. Well, now it's going to stockpile some of this stuff. And can go into here, start a new production line, add factories to it. As you add factories or switch up what these factories are producing, say for example I get new artillery and I need to have this start pumping out the new artillery model, well, there's going to be a efficiency lost for a while they get up to speed switching over, historically, if you made a factory that was producing Panzer IIIs, and then all of a sudden it's time to produce Panzer IVs, well, there's going to be a drop in efficiency for a while they switch over everything. But here you can kind of get a look at all that. There is civilian factories, which you can switch over to military when the war starts or as you're gearing up for war. Get rid of that. The factories are used for trade. So, for example, if you're trading for resources, it takes away one of your civilian factories or whatnot. So let's see, what resources are we low on? We're low on rubber. So let's do a trade for rubber with Siam. And as you see, it's going to, while you're doing this, it's going to, take away one factory and tie it up in for trade while you do that. Now, as for the armies and stuff, as you can see, these are all, if you've played Hearts of Iron in the past, before you would have a division, put it in a corps, then tie it to an army, and then tie that army to a army group, and then tie that army group to a theater group, at least in Hearts of Iron 3. Not no more, it's just going to be armies, so, well, divisions and armies, so there's only army leaders. So say I do this, and create new army, assign a leader, simple as that. If I want to add more to it, I just select the unit, right click on there. And we'll get a kind of quick look here at the battle plans. So battle plans are now, you can still manually control everything if you want, but the battle plans are really the way to go. First thing you'd need to do is draw a front line. Speed that up so it happens real quick for that you want your army at. Then you draw a line of how you want to attack and where, and it will move the front line to that point. Now, of course, I'm not at war, but as you can see, planned preparation. The longer you let them prep, they get a max currently of 50, bonus to their attack. So if you know you're going to be invading Poland in 6 months, it's advantageous to go ahead and draw your plans up in advance and let your units be sitting there ready to go. Now once war is declared, you select your armies and you just tell them to activate the plan. If you don't like the plan, you just select the little trash can and then left click. And it's gone. Now we get to a cool part. Research, production, military staff. Now, if you notice up here, political power, and I'm sorry about this up here if it's showing up my temperatures, but political power generates. Now, political power allows you to change laws or add tank designers. This is more for the major countries. It's generic for the smaller countries, but, do you want your tank designs to focus more on heavy armor designs, bonus to them? Regular tanks, mobile tanks? Do you want your naval design to focus more on the capital ships for an Atlantic fleet or a raiding fleet? Let's go here to military, chief of staff. Kind of go through this, see their different bonuses and whatnot. And that's a pretty cool, improvement. Over here you would have, Boeing. Do you want Boeing to be your main aircraft designer? Or do you want, Lockheed to, so on and so forth. So, now we're going to just take a quick peek at battle plans in action. And instead of waiting, a very long time for that, we can just jump right in. Now, if you want a more historical World War II, at least at the start, I strongly suggest you'd probably go to the Blitzkrieg here scenario. And we're going to, let's try France on this one, shall we? Bump that up. You can see the map's changed a little bit. You know, Germany's ready for war. Let's get some armies made real quick. This'll work. Kinda forgive me for a moment. This might take a minute. Can get a little tedious, but as for a grand strategy game, kind of the name of the game. Assign some generals here. I would usually take a little more effort into picking the right generals for the right job, but for now, we're just gonna kind of go with the flow. Let's see here. Maybe we'll kind of go. I think that'll, again, excuse me, work for now. Assign a army guy. And let's get to it. The war should start awfully soon here. There we go. We are now well, let's see here. I would have thought I would be at war with them. I'm not. Up, here we go. We are now at war. Let's assign some. Do I have any planes here? Is that? There we go. Kinda get a quick peek at the air deal, and let's go. As you can see, the plans are now being executed. Kinda quick peek at the battles here and the tactics being used. Kinda speed this up a little bit. If this was me playing for real, I would not have it going this fast, of course, but I don't want to be here for a couple of hours, so let's just speed this up. Now, as you can see, they've advanced, and now they will continue on and move in the path they deem the best way to accomplish their goal, as they are doing over here, as you can see. Not going well for Poland. Doing fairly well for me over here. I seem to have had a little breakthrough. I could, maybe I should have told them to push for Munich. But I think you get the idea. There's a lot more to it than just what I've shown, of course, but should give you a rough idea. Now, it does seem, especially in the minor countries, and at times, it does seem a little bare bones. And could be more to it, but Paradox does like to release a lot of DLCs/expansions, which, you know, some are just a little flavorful, and some do add quite a bit to the game, and they've still been doing it for Crusader Kings 2, which was released years and years ago. So they do listen to their community. They're very active in the community. Uh, the biggest support, if you are a veteran of Paradox games, you do know, is the modding community. The modding community for Paradox is extraordinary, to say the least. And Paradox loves to support the modders. I mean, they bend over backwards to give good modding tools and support. Uh, for example, Crusader Kings 2 has a Game of Thrones mod, which is, I mean, completely new map. I mean, just everything. It's like you're playing a whole new game. Hearts of Iron 3 had great mods. Black Ice, uh, really great mod. Really added a lot to the game. Uh, I know there is going to be a Black Ice mod for Hearts of Iron 4, and to my great satisfaction, a Kaiserreich mod, which was a mod for Darkest Hour 2, which was a game built off of the Hearts of Iron 2 engine. Kaiserreich is basically an alternate history where Germany won World War One, France and England and some others fell to syndicatism, I believe, basically in a way communism, and war is being planned. You know, it's you can play that game, the same country in that game, 5 times in that mod. Excuse me, and have completely different outcomes. I mean, they give you events and decisions and multiple branching storyline paths to where you can't believe. There's Russia, and I believe the game started out mostly as just a Russian mod, in terms of it was just focused on an alternate history Russia. You know, does it fall into communism? The communists did not win the Russian Civil War in this timeline, but it still could fall into communism. A dictatorship, the restoration of the Tsar, you know, their re-expansion to get in lost territory, new territory. The Chinese trying to restore their empire. A three-way British, or not British, sorry, Indian Civil War. A U.S. Civil War between 3 or 4 sides. It's amazing. When it's done, I highly recommend you trying it on Hearts of Iron 4. And like I said, if you're new to Paradox, check out their official forums. That's where the modding community mostly takes place. And really, if you're not taking advantage of mods while using a Paradox game, you're really only getting half the experience. I mean, Paradox games are great fun by themselves, but they go to a whole nother level with the mods. I mean, I don't think I'm exaggerating in saying that it's really a whole new experience with the mods. But as for the game itself, I really was hesitant on the battle plan deal. You know, I always like to kind of micromanage, and you can still do that to an extent. Oh, I see an opening here, I'm sending these divisions this way. But the battle plan really does let you fight a world war without spending 5 hours to go from October 23rd to, you know, November 23rd. It's it really does make things a lot easier, less intimidating for new players, which is always a good thing, but you still have the complexity there for veterans and those who want it. So, for my review, would I recommend this game? Yes. Now, if you think it's a little bare-boned, or you're sitting there going, well, you know, I like to play minor countries. Are they kind of a little bland right now? Yeah, they kind of are. So, if you're in that regard, maybe hold off a few months, let some mods come out, see what some of the patches are, see what some of the DLCs coming are. But if you're a fan of grand strategy games, fan of Paradox games, highly recommend buying this. highly recommend it. So, I guess that's going to do it for this video. This is my first review video, so see how it goes. Uh, some people could give it, do I give it a 4 out of 5 or 7 out of 10 or whatever. I don't know. I would probably give it right now a 7.5 out of 10. I mean, it's Paradox Games. That one thing with them is they do get better, as they add on to it. And when the mods hit, I'm going to say it's a 10 out of 10, but for the game itself, 7.5 out of 10. Recommend it. A lot of fun. Already put a good amount of hours into it. So, yeah. I'll try to do some more review videos. If you have any suggestions, or, that you'd like me to do some reviews on, just, I'm not going to get too in-depth in most videos. Just kind of a brief overview, hey, do you want to play this or not? I doubt I'm going to do a Let's Play of this, because it just takes a long time. I mean, and a lot of it's going to be me sitting here researching stuff and just kind of sitting here twiddling my thumbs and listening to, music while I'm waiting on something to go on. But, yeah, I might do I do think I might do a review of Stellaris here in a little while, but, as for now, this will be the end of the video. If you liked what you saw, hit the like button, subscribe, whatever, I guess, if you didn't like the video, you can subscribe anyway. It doesn't hurt you any. Bad attempt at humor, sorry. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.